Welcome to another exciting episode of the Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Paper Guy.
And I'm Random Neighborhood Kid.
So as a lot of people who know that watch the channel, especially the live shows, Random Neighborhood Kid is beginning to try to sell on eBay. And last week, he made a statement to me via text that said basically, eBay's trash. And hopefully eBay gets this message because he's the next generation. He is the group that we need in order to make eBay viable long term. And as we did the show, the live show that he was on, his generation doesn't generally even think about eBay in general. Random Neighborhood Kid, however, is trying to make it a go because he sees how things work for Mr. Magazine and Paperboy. He sees and he knows that it's a viable alternative, and he wants to give it a try. But why don't you explain why you texted me that eBay's trash?
Because, well, when you're starting off as a small seller, there's a lot of people who could take advantage of you and try to scam you. And none of them are like legit buyers at all. And it takes away from people who really want to buy your stuff.
Well, basically what happened in a nutshell, first, as we've chronicled on the live show, he's allowed to list 5 items. 5 items total, which is absurdly low. I understand they want to protect themselves, but they not only have an item limit, they also have a dollar limit, which again, I understand. If he's listing 25 Camaros at $10,000 a piece, yes, that's an area of concern. But roughly what price point are the items you're listing?
Like $20, $30.
Okay, so not going to put you on the spot and ask you what 5 times 20 is, but it's around $100, $120, thereabouts, is the amount of stuff that you're allowed to list or that you are listing at the level that you're at. If they all of a sudden allowed you to list 10 items instead of 5, you're at $200, $250. I mean, it's not the end of the world as far as something or other like that goes. So you've got 5 items listed, correct?
Yeah, 5 items, yeah.
And you've sold 3 of them, correct?
No. Well, I sold 1 of them.
You've sold 3 of them.
Well, no.
How many have you been paid on?
1.
What happened on the other 2?
There was people for the other 2 items. They sent me a message on eBay. They were like, "Can you text me at this number?" So
this is something I'm really interested in. This item, I can't wait to have it. Text me at this.
It's got like broken English too. It's like, it's an obvious scam. But
and how many positives do the buyers have?
Well, the first guy who tried to scam me, he had 0. Mm-hmm. But the second guy who tried to scam me, he had like 200.
Okay,
so that might have been like a hacked account.
Probably was a hacked account. Right. And so you knew enough not to respond.
Yeah.
And you also, just to make sure, you sent me a screenshot.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this for quite a while. And I was able to say, no, you don't want to do that. But what happens to somebody new who's starting out that doesn't have the resources?
They could get scammed.
Yeah, they would contact whoever that is. And for 2 of your first 3 sales to be sales that weren't actual sales tells you that something is going on. Whether it's that they are searching through trying to find anybody who lists new items with 0 positives.
Yeah.
For somehow or other, you got targeted for 2 out of 3. Now the third one, or what was actually the middle one, the second one was a legitimate sale. You've been paid on that. We packed it up. We shipped it out same day, as I recall. Basically,
yeah, same day.
Yep, same day we ended up shipping that one out. Now, as far as how do they go about purchasing your item?
The scammers?
Yes.
Well, they make a bid for the exact starting price that I asked for, and then I take the offer.
Right, because you have no idea. Yeah.
But I don't know.
Now, how long? I know that the one was the egg beaters that you have up, and you relisted those. They didn't sell the first time. You relisted them, and then all of a sudden, shortly after the relist, you got an offer.
Yeah,
correct?
they sold like 15 minutes after.
And then what about the first one? Was it
It was
after it
like
had sold, or was it right near the end? Or
it was like I think it was near the end. That one sold. I'm not sure.
So I'm not really sure what eBay can do about this, but we have somebody who is trying hard to build up an account. We've got a fair number of items that we've purchased, all around the $15 to $20 price point. They're all sitting around, ready to be listed. You can't list them, and then you have 5 items listed. 40% of the items that you have listed, you have had a scam buyer on.
Yeah.
40%. Now, you're going to stick with it
Right.
because I'm part of it. I can guide you through it. We've got the merchandise, and you can stick through it. Now, at this point when this video is posting, one of those 2 scam buyers, you were able to get your fees back.
Yeah.
How hard was that? How easy was that?
No, it was easy. You just was like 2 buttons.
Yep. Yeah, you click buyer has not paid. It gets and it automatically asks you if you want to relist it or not. You click yes, you can. So your cost is just at this point is just annoyance and time.
Yeah.
And these aren't items. It's not like you're selling a concert ticket that if you don't get paid for, the concert ends and you have no value.
Yeah.
The things you're selling, if you list it today and it sells tomorrow or it sells 3 months from now, it doesn't really make any difference. But you're in a special situation as far as that goes, because again, you're not selling something like concert tickets. You're not selling, anything at all like that. You're not selling beachwear.
Right.
The things you have will sell equally good anytime. So I guess the question comes in, what can eBay do? But there's obviously a problem. I've not had a scam like that. Been a long, long time. I can't even remember the last time I got a scam like that. But I think part of the reason why might be because I've got 50,000 positives. They don't see me as somebody that they can take advantage of because I've been through the battles. I know what's going on eBay. You don't have that luxury. And if they honed their email a little bit that they sent you through messages, it all went through messages, but if they honed that a little bit, took out the broken English and said, hey, this happens all the time. This is what we were allowed to do. And if they sat there with a little, I don't want to give the scammers any ideas, but if they sat there and they made their message a little more forceful and a little more, oh yeah, this happens all the time. There's no problem at all with it. You wouldn't have fallen for it because you would have asked me. But somebody else that's just starting out might say, oh, I guess this is allowed. And
Yeah.
I'm not certain what the end game of their scam was, but if you're somebody new starting out, not you, but somebody else new starting out, and you get scammed on eBay, what do you feel about the site?
It's unsafe.
Yeah, it's unsafe, which you actually said in the live show.
Yeah.
That you didn't have a lot of trust for the eBay site to start with. Now you go and you list on it, and 40%, 66% of the things that you allegedly sold, and 40% of the items you allegedly have, or you do have listed, were scams. It's amazing that's just amazing. I mean, I don't know what eBay can do to stop it. Certainly, if eBay does reach out to us, we can certainly forward the emails that you received. They're still sitting in your messages.
Yeah.
We can tell them who the buyers are. I mean, I know we have the opportunity to report buyer, et cetera, and we'll probably do that when we get off this video. But still, it's just crazy. So I know a couple of people had commented back on the live show that they were surprised that you had said about the lack of trust of eBay. But now, I guess, as they watch this video, they might understand it a little bit more. It almost seems more like, and correct me if I'm wrong, because these are the perceptions of you and your generation, but it almost seems like Amazon has a parent, an authority there, and people don't step out of line, whereas eBay is more the wild, wild west, that people can get away with anything, and there's more people more likely to try to get away with things.
True.
So hopefully that helps you some. I mean, we're all rooting for you that you're able to sell things. We're happy that you were able to sell the one item. shipped it out, and hopefully you get a positive on that. Again, it just went out the other day. Hopefully you get a positive on that, and you get a couple of more things that actually do legitimately sell. Let me ask a couple of other quick things while we have you here, just because you're just starting out. How was the shipping process on eBay?
It was fairly easy, and
Okay.
I guess I'm better equipped than someone else who would be new because I have places where I can go.
Right. So what we ended up doing? Well, why don't you relate the one issue that we ran into with the shipping and the mailing label? And the fact
I don't have a printer.
Yep.
Nah.
Now you can do things with QR codes, et cetera, but in order for that to work, what you need to do is you need to go to the post office and all that. What we ended up doing is we dropped the things off at Mr. Magazine's store because he has a daily pickup. So we were going over there to shoot some videos anyway, so we brought the mail with us. But how did you get around that?
I sent you a PDF of the mailing label in your email because I can't do it myself. So.
Yep, and I printed it out. Let me ask another question, especially because you're selling 5 items. You have 5 items up, or you've had 5 items up. Is there any uniformity between the 5 items you have up?
Not really, no.
Right.
Some of it's like...
You got the egg beaters,
yeah.
which are over a foot long. You've got the paperweight, which is like this size. You got a belt buckle.
Yeah.
One of the advantages that I have is that I've got 4 different size envelopes, 4 different size bags, et cetera, and that can handle 98% of my sales. Sorry if I'm boring you here. That can handle 98% of my sales. But I would say to a new person such as you, now you ended up using my packing supplies. How dare you? You ended up using my packing supplies, et cetera, but I've got a lot of packing supplies to start with, so it's not a big deal. We're able to find what we need. But what would you say to somebody new starting out as far as getting packing supplies?
I don't know.
Maybe you would tell them before you start selling, if you purchase online, save boxes and that sort of thing.
Oh,
because
yeah.
you never know exactly what size thing you're going to sell, and especially before you begin to specialize, you don't know what you're going to pick up. I tend to go to sales and tend to pick up paper items, so I know that I can use my envelopes. You go to a sale or a flea market, a toy could be anywhere from a Weeble this size up to some gigantic toy that's a Star Wars Death Star. So you would need a lot more potential boxes, a lot more potential size of things. Even that, how did we end up wrapping your item?
Would he use like some sort of like bubble wrap or something?
We took the item.
Oh yeah, because it was like encased, and then we put some
Bubble wrap
yeah.
inside because it was moving around. So we secured it inside the box. Then we put the box inside a bag, so in case anything got wet. Then we put that bag inside an envelope, so it had extra wrapping. And then we sealed the envelope with tape, and then we put that into a box. So it was about as secure as shipping as you possibly can have. But that was just a belt buckle, and we happen to have all those pieces lying around. Somebody new starting out may not have that luxury of having, oh, do I have an envelope? Do I have a bag? Do I have extra bubble wrap? Do I have a box? Do I have all those things? So I would begin saving shipping supplies early, especially if you're just starting out, because you don't know what you're going to end up selling. And you would hate to have to, like for instance, do you remember what the belt buckle weighed packed?
It was like 1 to 2 pounds.
12 ounces, exactly. Do you pay any attention to what you were doing? I think you were half asleep when we did that. It weighed 12 ounces, but we were able to ship it first class. You could have gone for 1 pound, or you could have gone for 12 ounces and used priority, but then it would have cost you money out of your pocket, but you would have gotten the free priority box. But you don't want to get in that situation where you're shipping things out priority just because you don't have the right size box. Any other advice that you'd like to give to anybody out there? I mean, you're still going to stick with it, correct?
Yeah, definitely.
Any advice you want to give to anybody out there? I mean, because you've listed from the, I've helped you some, but you've listed from the start, everything like that. Is there anything that you see on the eBay site? Is listing easy?
Yeah, it's fairly easy as long as it's easy when you start to like know what you're doing. But at first it could be like intimidating a little bit.
And that's one interesting thing that I know I've related on another video. I was just shooting through the listing page going click here, click here, click here. And you were actually taking the time to read everything because you didn't know what it said. Whereas I'm like, yeah, you don't need that. You don't need that. Click here, fill this in, fill this in. So it's a lot easier for me to list something than you. Let me ask you one last question. How about categories? Because I believe you listed the last item you listed. Actually, the only item that legitimately sold, you listed yourself.
Yeah. Well, whenever you like list an item and you like type in the title beforehand, it like gives you like some recommended categories.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I just picked one of those categories.
Did they seem like legitimate categories?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were like they were pretty accurate.
Okay, good. Yeah, because that's another thing we've mentioned in a few videos is don't just, if one big thing that shows up a lot of times is I will be listing like a program. I just listed one this morning. It was a program for a bridge, I can say this 10 times fast, a sesquicentennial of a bridge. And it was a program. The recommended category was postcards. It's not a postcard. So don't just rush through and take what they suggest. Take the time to actually step back and say, does this make sense with what I'm listing? But you haven't had anything crazy come up so far. And like the thing you sold was a belt buckle.
Yeah.
Everything that they mentioned was around, it was a Colt belt buckle. So they had like Western Americana, they had belt buckles, they didn't like try to tell you to listen to eBay Motors or anything silly.
No.
Okay, that's good. At least the AI is a little bit better on that. So yeah, hopefully this video helps you. So hopefully eBay does hear about this. Like I said, you sold 3 items, supposedly, and 2 out of the 3 were scam buyers. That's just outrageous. I mean, especially for a site like eBay that's been around for a long, long time. You would certainly not expect that on that. You got some brand new site, that kind of thing. Okay. You could see something rather like that. But on an established site like eBay, for 2 out of 3 purchases to not be illegitimate, that just is an awfully high percentage. Now, whether they're preying on somebody new or not, that might be it. But again, you don't have confidence at this point in eBay because of that. And the next time you go to purchase, leave me out of it, leave my influence out of it. The next time you go to purchase something and price is about the same and you have the opportunity to purchase this on eBay or the opportunity to purchase it on Amazon, where are you buying it at?
Amazon.
Exactly. And has the fact that 2/3 of the buyers been scam buyers, has that helped make you feel better about your purchasing on eBay?
No.
Yeah. So hopefully eBay gets this, and hopefully eBay can figure out something other to do about it. And again, I'm sorry to wake you up for this video. Do hit the like button, do comment down below, and wish the kid luck. He's trying hard. Why don't you tell everybody real quick what you sell under?
Random neighborhood kid on eBay.
You had to think about that, didn't
No,
you?
I thought you meant like under like a category. I was so confused.
Oh, as you kids say, what's your eBay handle?
Oh, random neighborhood kid.
There you go. I guess I need to know how to phrase the question. Alrighty, we will see you next video. Thank you.